Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Todd Chrisley reveals irreparable damage done by son. Todd Chrisley has revealed that the damage done by his son is irreparable. This is a huge statement as it is not easy for Todd to not be able to forgive his own child. However, it seems his son did some things that he is unable to forgive. Todd tries to be there for his children as much as he can. However, he knows that most of his kids are adults and ultimately make their own decisions. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. 2 of his 3 sons struggle with addiction. Todd Chrisley has had some trouble with his sons. 2 of the 3 have struggled with addiction. His eldest son, Kyle, struggled with drug addiction. This resulted in him losing his daughter, Chloe. Todd and Julie Chrisley are technically the grandparents of Chloe Chrisley. However, they do not view her this way. They have raised her and think of her as their own daughter. She even calls them mom and dad. It was also recently revealed that Chase Chrisley struggled with alcohol addiction. Fans saw him go to rehab on the Chrisleys. Back to reality. Todd Chrisley reveals irreparable damage done by son. Todd Chrisley has revealed the irreparable damage done by his oldest son, Kyle. Kyle was one of the people who helped send his father and stepmother to federal prison. However, Kyle visited his father in prison, and Todd was shocked. Yikes, Todd may never be able to forgive Kyle for what he did to him and his wife. This is not shocking for fans, as this would be something difficult to forgive. It seems as though Todd may never be in a position to forgive his son, Kyle. He is part of the reason Todd and Julie went to prison. This is not something he can forgive and forget. As much as it hurts him, Todd knows he has to protect himself and the rest of his family. This does not come as a shock to most, as Kyle has done a lot of things wrong in his life. Todd Chrisley has never been one to shy away from speaking his mind, whether it's on his hit reality show Chrisley Knows Best, in interviews, or from behind the walls of prison, where he and wife Julie are currently serving time. But his most recent remarks about his relationship with one of his sons have sent shockwaves through the Chrisley fanbase. In a heartfelt and unfiltered statement, Todd revealed that the damage caused by a betrayal within the family has left a wound that may never fully heal. For years, Todd's brand has been built on the image of a picture-perfect Southern family. The Chrisleys were funny, aspirational, and endlessly quotable. But behind the witty one-liners and grand homes, Todd has admitted there were cracks forming in the foundation. Cracks that widened dramatically during the family's highly publicized legal troubles. Speaking through a carefully worded message shared on the family's official podcast, Todd did not mention the son by name at first, but listeners quickly pieced together who he was talking about. The statement, delivered with Todd's signature mix of sharpness and sincerity, laid bare the emotional toll of what he considers the ultimate act of betrayal. A son who allegedly cooperated with authorities during the federal investigation into the Chrisleys' finances. There are things you can come back from, Todd began. You can rebuild trust after a lie. You can rebuild love after an argument. But when someone in your own family helps tear your life apart from the inside out, there's no glue strong enough to put those pieces back together. Fans immediately flooded social media with reactions, some defending Todd, others calling the admission heartbreaking but overdue. The Chrisley children, Chase, Savannah, Grayson, and Lindsay, have all had varying degrees of public spats with Todd over the years. But this time, Todd's tone was different. It was final. He went on to describe how the son's alleged actions led to what he calls irreparable damage. Not just to his marriage, career, and reputation, but to his ability to trust his own blood. When you are fighting for your freedom, for your wife's freedom, and for the future of your children, you expect your family to lock arms with you, not hand the keys over to the people trying to bury you, Todd said. This revelation adds a new layer to the already dramatic saga of the Chrisleys. The family has weathered IRS audits, federal trials, appeals, and now prison sentences, all while continuing to share updates with their loyal fanbase. But Todd's words suggest that this particular wound is personal in a way that few others have. Who has been the most outspoken family member throughout her parents' legal ordeal, posted a cryptic message shortly after Todd's statement was released. When trust is broken, healing takes time. Sometimes it never comes. Her words appeared to support her father's sentiment and sparked speculation about whether the family is now officially divided into two camps. Sources close to the Chrisleys suggest that the son's involvement may have been more complicated than simply betrayal. Some argue that he was trying to protect himself and his own future as the government's case against the family tightened. Others believe the move was driven by resentment that had been simmering for years, dating back to moments when Todd's control and high expectations clashed with his children's desire for independence. Todd, for his part, insisted that he had tried to reconcile with his son privately, but ultimately realized that forgiveness could not come at the expense of his own peace of mind. "I can forgive, but I don't have to participate in the same pain over and over again," he explained. Boundaries are love too, and sometimes the most loving thing you can do is protect yourself from someone who's hurting you. Those words resonated deeply with fans who have followed Todd's spiritual journey. The reality star often speaks about faith, forgiveness, and redemption, themes that have only intensified since his incarceration. Yet his decision to set a hard boundary with his son signals that even in a family as famously tight-knit as the Chrisleys, reconciliation is not always possible. What makes this revelation particularly gut-wrenching is that the Chrisleys' brand was built on their unity. Viewers tuned in week after week to see Todd's sarcastic banter with Chase, Savannah's quick-witted comebacks, and Julie's calm presence in the chaos. To hear Todd speak about a relationship being beyond repair is to admit that the family we saw on TV will never quite be the same again. The fallout from Todd's words may continue for months. Fans are already speculating whether this admission will play a role in any future Chrisley projects, including the rumored docuseries Savannah is reportedly producing. Will the son in question have a chance to tell his side of the story? Will the family ever sit down for a televised reunion to address the rift? For now, Todd seems focused on survival, both emotional and spiritual, as he continues to serve his time. He ended his statement with a powerful message: "Prison teaches you who you are, what you value, and who really has your back. I have lost things I thought I could never live without, but I have gained clarity that I never would have found outside these walls." The Chrisley story has always been one of resilience, drama, and second chances. But Todd's admission that some damage can't be undone may be the most honest chapter yet. In many ways, it marks the end of the Chrisley family as we knew it and the beginning of something more complicated. A story about forgiveness, boundaries, and the hard truth that sometimes love alone isn't enough to mend what's been broken. If history is any indication, Todd won't stay silent for long. His ability to turn pain into purpose has been one of the most compelling parts of the Chrisley narrative, and fans will no doubt be watching closely to see whether this revelation is a turning point or just another storm in a saga that seems far from over.